Hi, let's understand what are the different acceptance criteria for the user stories that you write. Well, typically user stories do not have, typically they have metrics and they will have some way of measuring the success or the failure of the user story, the task that we are supposed to do. But to make it a little more formal, especially for uh, large situations, there's a way to create acceptance criteria so that you can measure the gauge of the uh, basically you can gauge the quality of the deliverables. Okay, they are usually written in the given when then format and checklists. Okay, and this is pretty much the foundation of behavior driven development. Just like test driven development, there's a TDD, there is BDD, which is behavior driven development, and this helps to eliminate any kind of miscommunication which can happen between for the features and the deliverables. So given an existing scenario, that is a format, given an existing scenario, when an action is performed, then a specific result is expected, and this is how you can actually create testable um, acceptance criteria. And a lot of times, in fact, in some companies, they will not write user stories, they will directly write acceptance criteria, that given an existing customer wants to pay, etc., when he wants to make a payment, then the payment should go through, something like that. So let's talk about an example. So let's consider the user story from the previous slide. As an existing customer of this website, ordering through a desktop and has already provided card details in my first visit, I wish to be able to pay through the one-click option so that I do not waste time filling out card details. Now, this user story can be broken down into the given when then statement like this. So given an existing customer, ordering through a desktop has already provided card details in my first visit. When user checks out through website, then a one-click payment button should be displayed to the customer, right? And then there is an additional checklist to which specifies that okay, the given when then test must pass when tested on IE Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome. And this makes it much more comprehensive, something that a developer can checklist that okay, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, and it's all sorted, right? But it's not very widely known, or not widely used in the startup and tech industry. I mean, it is used, but it's not the de facto norm. Okay, sadly so, because I really like this. Uh, this particular slide is slightly advanced, and you do not have to learn this. It's just an optional thing, but I believe you should just know about this. That um, when you write given when then statements, like we just explained, then you can use a language like Gherkin, which is a domain specific language which can be used to write user acceptance tests. So this ensures a behavior driven development. Okay, so it allows the software's behavior to be described using, without describing how it is to be implemented. You're just talking about what is the final outcome and you're just describing that. And you can use that programmatically to actually test the final behavior. Okay, it's very interesting. And Gherkin language has 10 keywords basically. It talks about given, when, then, and, but, scenario, feature, background, scenario outline, and example. Okay, why would you use this? Because it promotes much better collaboration. There is no communication gap. It's absolutely dead clear that okay, this is given, this is when, this is then. It makes it dead clear. And then you can actually you can link the acceptance tests to automated tests. Automated tests basically test the code quality and stuff. Then acceptance test can test the final output. The outcome matches the actual requirement or not. Okay. Um, you can use a language called Cucumber. So somebody must be very, very hungry when naming all these uh, languages. So there's Gherkin and then there's Cucumber. Cucumber is another language which can be used to create acceptance tests. Um, there's a nice little video that we have put together which explains how to write Gherkin scripts. And in the next slide, this is a typical example of a acceptance criteria tool with a Gherkin, right? So feature is post a blog. So as a customer, I want to post informative blogs so that I can share what I'm doing and raise my profile. What is acceptance criteria? Any logged in user can create a blog. Premium accounts can publish 5 free blogs. No non-premium accounts can publish 0 free blogs. Blogs cost £50. 50 cents or pence. Uh, Scenario: Dr. Bill. Now, Dr. Bill is some persona that I've researched on. Dr. Bill posts to his own blog. Given I'm logged in as Dr. Bill, I have a premium account and I have a published 4 blogs. When I try to post to my blog, then I should see your article was published. This makes it super, super, super clear that what is the final output that the user is expecting. Right now, this detail obviously comes at a cost. The cost of sitting down and writing it in this detail. So depending on what you're working on, you might choose to just write a user story that you can see in the beginning. As a customer, I want to post informative blogs so that I can share some what I'm doing and raise my profile. It's vague, it is broad, it is not so clear, right? But if you compare that with the scenarios that have been put together and so neatly, so clearly mentioned, I think it clarifies. It's worth the effort, according to me. But then again, you have your mileage will differ, your situation will differ. So it's important to know that this also exists and you can use it. If you can do, I believe if you use this, I think developers will love you for that because it makes things absolutely clear. So to conclude, acceptance criteria is a must for every user story. Whether you use Gherkin, a much more detailed, much more formal way of writing the acceptance criteria, or simply writing that it should work on these browsers and this is it should have validation and it should have XYZ. It's up to you. But writing acceptance criteria is super, super critical for every single user story. It's a practice that is not followed that clearly, that well. Honestly, I wish it was used that frequently. But if you use it, trust me, all the stakeholders will be very, very happy when they see a final product which has all the criteria completed. That's it for now. Thank you.